So I decided to do my exam project on mutually assured destruction, or MAD is its acronym. And basically, MAD is a military strategy that became very prominent during the Cold War, based off of the imminent fear of total world destruction from nuclear warfare due to the United States and the Soviet Union building up their arsenals throughout the 20th century. So, what is MAD? Well, the first bullet point I have here is to prevent, which is the primary goal of MAD, is to prevent the use of nuclear weapons in general. Um, Using nuclear warfare is very catastrophic towards society and the world in general. So this requires both sides of the uh, warfare, like for example, like the United States and the Soviet Union, to be able to cooperate and not use nuclear weapons in the first place. And then next one, second strike capability. Um, Second strike capability just ensures that if there were to be a nuclear weapon launched onto the United States, that we'd have the capabilities of striking right back, which in return increases the risk of the enemy sending a nuclear weapon in the first place. And then survive the first strike. This is just basically ensuring that our nuclear weapons are able to survive a nuclear attack. So the United States has nuclear missiles located in submarines off the coast or in silos, for example. There are some silos here in Nebraska that are able to launch nuclear weapons if needed. And just basically going off of the first point, just rationality. Um, this just assumes that all parties are being rational and valued survival of their own country rather than just dominating over the opposing force. So MAD begins with the dawn of the nuclear weapon age, which is the United States bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 to mark the end of World War II with the Japanese. And after that, the Soviets saw the power of the nuclear bomb and what it was able to do to those two cities, and decided to develop their own nuclear bomb, which was developed in 1949, meaning that the United States wasn't the only superpower in the world that was capable of using nuclear weapons on other countries. And this just sets the stage for these both engaging into a nuclear arms race. I mean, Soviets and the United States started to build massive arsenals of nuclear weapons, just in fear of either side deciding to launch an attack. I mean, the more bombs you have, the greater capabilities you're able to accomplish. And not only were large arsenals of nuclear weapons developed, I mean, the ICBMs were developed, which are intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are able to reach far away from its launching site, like all the way around the country or around the world, basically. And an example of MAD being utilized is the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is during the Cold War. And this is in 1962, and it was a very crucial moment in U.S. history because we discovered that the Soviets had missiles in Cuba pointing directly towards the United States, and this is basically just a big old standoff at that point because the United States deployed missiles over in Europe that were ready to launch at the Soviets too, and tensions were very high at this point, and the world was basically on the brink of nuclear warfare, and um, it took a lot of uh, talking to be able to get both sides to calm down and just avoid such a catastrophic um, events to become. So now the challenges with MAD. First of all, obviously, is miscommunication. I mean, within the country's own jurisdiction, there's definitely miscommunication between the ladders of leadership, which is basically like so and so told this other person that that the Soviets are launching a nuclear attack based off of the next point is technical failures, which I mean, missile detection systems often malfunction due to clouds or like balloons or just the radar would somehow get off put due to just geological events, which would then lead to panic and cause tensions to increase as the imminent danger became very aware, which leads to the last point, human emotions. Just in a scenario where people think the world is going to come to a complete end, they're willing to do anything in their power to be able to strike back or prevent it from happening. So just tensions are very high whenever nuclear warfare is imminent, causing people to act on their own emotions rather than just think logically. And here are my sources.